Okay, good morning, San Pachos community. Welcome to our first San Pachos virtual TED. In this opportunity, we will have an interesting topic that will be developed by our six speakers. The topic will be about environmental problems. The level of these presentations will have A2 to B1. I remind to all our audience that we will have enabled the chat to ask the questions to our presenters at the end of all the presentations. The use of the chat will be only for asking the questions. So in this opportunity, we are going to start with one student from AB. His name is Juan Sebastián Niño, and he's going to talk about types of pollution. So please welcome to Juan Sebastián.
Good morning. My name is Juan Sebastián Niño from grade AB, and today I will talk about environmental pollution. We will be able to see different topics during the talk. The content of this presentation have 5 points. The first one, definition, consequence, causes, possible answers, and conclusion. Welcome. What is environmental pollution? It's the presence of a biological and chemical physical agent in our environment, and these bring us health and safety problems. The main type of pollutions are atmospheric, visual, acoustic, and water. And I choose this one because they are very common worldwide. The main causes of the atmospheric contaminations are excessive industrializations and burning foods, because if we continue use materials, the factories need to work more, and for this reason produce more CO2. It is connected with the deforestation, and this is a big problem because the trees transform the CO2 in pure air, and if we don't have trees, we don't have pure air. The causes of the visual contamination are all the things that refer visual, like power poles, graffitis. It is normally in cities with a big number of people, like Tokyo, Peking, and Russia. The causes of the acoustic contaminations are all the things that refers at the sound, like air and automobile traffic and the construction. It is a big and normally problem in the world, and the people we don't pay attention. The causes of the water pollutions are agriculture, pesticides, garbage, and marine traffic, due to the substance that the marine traffic causes, and we lost the main source of life. Consequence. The consequence of the air pollution are respiratory problems, acid rains, deterioration of the water, damage of the ozone layer, and the greenhouse effect. The consequence of the visual pollutions are landscape, aesthetic affected, heat age, bad mood, stress, and finally attention disorders and nervous system disorder. The consequence of the acoustic pollutions are socioacusia, communicative interference, and physical effects. Finally, the consequence of the water pollutions are the death of marine species, that was the destruction of biodiversity, contamination of the marine food chain, and the storage of drinking water. The possible answers: atmospheric pollution, recycle of waste products and materials, use the bicycle on other means of transport, and finally, consumer responsibility. Visual contamination, reduce the amount of ads, track urban planning rules, improve urban planning rules and laws, and raise awareness and educate. Acoustic pollution, avoid using motor bicycles, do not make excessive noise during break times, and not listen to music or watching television at very high of volumes. Finally, water pollution. Improve waste management, more sustainable agriculture, responsible management of fresh water, responsible management of fishing and use of marine resources. Conclusion. In conclusion, we can see that environmental pollution affects the health of all the people, regardless what type. We can also deduce that the causes of the types of pollution are generated by humans. So the moment awareness is generated and we stop doing it, we will have a better future. Thank you for your attention.
All right, thank you, Juan Sebastian, for that important information about the types of pollution and how this one can affect our environment in general. Very good. So now let's give the chance to Juan David Diaz from the grade 8A. He's going to talk about how the pollution affect the animal's life. So please welcome Juan David.
Good morning. My name is Juan David Diaz from grade 8A, and the issue I will focus on will be on environmental pollution, the types of this one, and its impacts. But first, we need to know what is environmental pollution and the different types of this. As we know, it is called environmental pollution, the presence of harmful components in the environment, which are detrimental to the living things that habit it, including humans, and says that environmental pollution is mainly caused by causes arising from human activity, such as the emission into the atmosphere of greenhouse gases or the excessive exploitation of natural resources. If we don't change our attitude in front of environment, we will continue destroying voluntary or involuntary of thousands of species of fauna and flora. Terrestrial animals are the most immediately affected by pollution, like polar bears or by deforestation, the birds, coupled with urbanization and human habits, in addition to soil and air pollution. These species also suffer with hunting, city expansion, and human activities like hunting for entertainment. Logically, plants are also affected by environmental pollution, as they rely on good soil, water, and air quality to develop. Desertification is an increasingly worrying phenomenon, affecting many ecosystems. On the other hand, another species which are affected by the pollution are marine species are threatened not only by the spillage of liquid and solid pollutants in the water, but also by excess of light and acoustic stimuli from large mammals to small microorganisms. They are all affected by imbalance in aquatic ecosystems. This man-made situation had led some species to extinction or to the edge of it. But let's look at the different types of this problem. There are in total 6, but I select 4. And we start with the water pollution. This affects rivers, groundwater sources, lakes, and sea. This happens when polluting waste is released. This type of environmental pollution directly affects animals, plants, and human species. For example, the death of turtle thanks to plastic bags, or the death of whales and fish from oil spills. Another one is soil pollution. The main affected of this type of contamination are plants, trees, and crops. The cause of this contamination are chemicals commonly used in pesticides, fertilizers, and other agrochemicals. The following one is that not many take into consideration, but that actually, and especially in the series and its surroundings, affect the people and domestic animals. What I mean is the noise pollution. Maybe we don't pay much attention to the noise pollution, but it exists and affects not only humans, also affects animals. If you live in a very noisy neighborhood near an airport, a nightclub area, we inform you that this is noise pollution. In addition to being very annoying, it can cause stress, sleep disorders, hearing loss, and even cardiovascular conditions. The fourth type of pollution is light pollution. This type of pollution is usually produced at night and refers to artificial lights of light bulbs, among other. This can cause diseases related to sight, sleep problems, or migraines. In fact, because of the light pollution is why on many occasions we can't see stars in the city. Since we know its pollution, its types and impacts, we're likely to have a question. How do we avoid pollution? The best way for contamination to reduce is to use the 3 Rs. That for anyone who doesn't know what it means, the 3 Rs are to recycle, reduce, and reuse. This is a way that everyone from our houses can do. We can recyclate, taking objects like plastic bottles and separating them from the common garbage. You will already helping our environment. And with these small actions, you can accomplish great things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Juan David, for that excellent information that you mentioned about how the pollution affect the animal's life. So also we can forget that not only us as humans are threatened by this type of pollution. I mean, animals in this case are also suffering from this one. So let's start recycling from our houses in order just to save our lives and the environment in general life. Now, let's give the opportunity to Catherine Sanchez. Catherine is from the grade 6B and she's going to talk a little bit about pollution and animals extinction. She's going to add more information as Juan David was did it previously. So please, let's welcome to Catherine.
Good morning for everyone. My name is Catherine Sanchez, and today I am going to talk to you about environmental problems. So let's go to start. Okay. As you can see on the screen, the questions are, can contamination affect the animals? And we will begin to say a resume of the types of pollution and how they affect the animals. The air pollution. This type of pollution can be caused by burning garbage, smoke from factories, smoke from cars, and etc. And it directly affects the air we breathe. The water pollution. This type of pollution can be caused by burning garbage, smoke from factories, etc. Water pollution affects the seas and the animals that habitat in the seas, and even our water. This is pollution. This type of pollution can be caused by leaving the garbage or some packaging or something like that thrown on the ground. This affects what makes our plants grow. And lastly, the noise pollution. This type of pollution can be caused by discotheques, live near airports or places where there is a lot of noise. This can affect our ears or our tympanos. Pollution affects not only people but also the animals and affects them in a way that creates an imbalance in nature due to the animal deaths. Well, to the answer to this question that are, can pollution cause the extinction of the animals? The answer for me is yes, and let's start in that way. Well, I am going to take the example of the garbage that is lying on the floor. And what happens is that some plants that are contaminated for the soil pollution, and the animals and even the human themselves ingest them and we can die. And well, as I have already mentioned, the animals die and cause an imbalance in nature that cause an economic losses and decrease environment quality. Well, to continue, we are going to read the reflection that I want to give you. First are, the environment needs use and we don't pay attention to this call. And we must become aware before it is too late. The people are in time to reflect, and we have to be aware that we are still in time to correct our mistakes. And we have to realize the importance of animals in our lives. For example, bees are important parts because they help to produce our food. And we can do our part by educating people from childhood so that they grow with knowing the seriousness that pollution can bring to our life. We can also do campaigns, dams, classes, whatever is necessary for the good of the animals and our lives and our lives of the humans. Okay, and well, there is a reflection that I had to leave in this morning. I hope you liked it a lot, that you are entertaining and not boring. Well, thank you very much for your attention and God bless you.
Thank you, Catherine, for that information that you present to us that we consider is very important, and it's also very useful in order just to know how can we protect the environment in general. Remember, little actions make big changes. Now let's give the chance in this case to Sebastian Vasquez. He's from the grade 6-8 and he's going to talk about the indiscriminate hunting of animals. That is another problem that is hitting the world so hard. So please welcome to Sebastian.
Hello, my name is Sebastian Vasquez, and today I'm gonna talk about the poaching and marine hunting. The poaching is a very big problem, most common in Africa. The animal population in the last 20 years, the extinction of species of mammal is very big. If the human hunt at the same rhythm without stop, in 2030 almost 25 species have extinct and 65 at the edge of extinct. The scientific and biology persons put a limit date to the extinction of all polar bears in the planet. And liberty and the extinction date is 2100. The polar bears no more in planet for global warming and hunting. The hunters kill animals for money in the black market and illegal traffic of species. One of the most endangered species is the rhino, the black rhino and the white rhino, for his ivory as the elephant, the Asiatic elephant, African and Indian. This made that the hunters entered to private reserves and use guns of muffler to don't make noise and the guards don't take account and kill animals. Other types of animals are the wild felines in South America, India, Africa, Europe, and North America. For his skins, claws, teeth, and bones to sell in the legal market or collect as trophies in the illegal competitions. So much animals have endangered and survivors are very sad. For example, in 30 years, the people extinct an animal that is called the Caspio tiger. In Africa, soldiers custody animals to the hunters don't kill the animals. It's an extreme measure but necessary. Example, during the quarantine, the rhino and the elephant don't have process. The hunters kill the animals up to the last individual for more or less 25 billion of dollars or million, or a rare animal by the illegal market and trophies paid so much. It's very sad. All of these other things that is the hunters kill animals for fun and money don't necessary, and the extinction go to a road that the finals of this century there are more or less cars and technology than animals in planet, and the less supervivients in road to die. But it's not too late to change the cruel road of the animals. Don't buy in the tropical areas shoes, handless or other accessories, and don't see illegal competition, don't participate and don't agree with this. And don't buy ivory is not very necessary. It's time to change and don't agree the animal hunting. The illegal fishing and marine hunting are a problem because in the ocean, like in the tropical forest and jungle, the animals play a very important role. But the people kill by food and money in the legal competition of sport fishing. One of the most endangered animals are the shark, headhammer shark, and white shark in critical danger of extinction. For the soup of fill of shark, the hunters cut the fills and they leave them to the ocean to die without fill. Other animal is the Caribbean manatee. People kill like a trophy or other reasons. The exploit of fishing is a problem because the people capture and only use the 5%, and the 64% don't use and then live in the ocean to die. So much animals like the marine cow and other seals have extinct, and turtles include Colombia. It's in the edge of extinction. People kill by his shell to make handless or decoration. Hunt down to pants, loops, and kill by his shell to make and other accessories. It's become discolored or bad, he throw in the garbage. It's a shell. It's a shell that the humans kill that this road. It's a hate the ambition of the human, and it's a hate that the human is not full with the poaching, and the humans need to hunt. It's sad. In 2015, the scientific and biology persons says that in this year there are more plastic than fish in the oceans. Thank for your attention.
Okay, Sebastian, thank you for that presentation. And that's the sad reality many animals are living. And we as a society, we have to make social awareness to stop this type of behaviors in people with the animals. We have to respect the other species as well. So now let's continue with Christian Rodriguez from the grade 7B. Christian, he's going to talk about the garbage island in the Pacific Ocean and how this island is destroying the ocean and the marine life in general. So please, let's welcome to Christian.
Hello to all the Zampachos community. My name is Cristian Rodriguez, and today I'm going to talk about the garbage island from the Pacific Ocean. But first, we need to know what is an environmental problem in 2020. In all the countries, we have a place to throw the garbage, but so many people don't use them. This make that the contamination grow and make that some animals die and make pollution. The garbage island in the Pacific Ocean is 1.6 million kilometers in the sea life. This can the 20% of volume of this island is from a tsunami from Japan in 2011. If this island continue growing, can destroy the sea life not only in an island. This is an example that why the world. If this type of garbage are in future years can destroy it. Thank you, and thank you. My name is Cristian Rodriguez. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, Christian, thank you for that comments about the garbage island in the Pacific Ocean. Very interesting information. And also we have to take into account that islands near to that place are also affected by this situation. So just to end up these presentations, we are going to give the chance to Samuel Rodriguez. And Samuel, he's going to talk about the global warming situation and if we don't change it, how the Earth is going to suffer in a couple of years. So please, let's welcome to Samuel.
Hi everyone, my name is Samuel Rodriguez and I'm from 7A. And sometimes when I'm going to sleep, when I go to somewhere, when I go to the store or something, I feel weird with the temperature of my body, with many stuff. I guess we all suffer from that. But the thing that is normal is that I sometimes feel very warm and very uncomfortable with a high temperature. And it's something normal. Our body should not be in a high temperature because we can dehydrate. But I guess some people suffer from that thing and many people suffer from it. And then I asked one friend if he suffers the same thing, and he did. And therefore I started thinking, well, this isn't just me. It means that there's a cult or something. But this isn't a cult. I started investigating and I discovered that it actually is the global warming. What is it? The global warming is the rise of temperature according to time. Well, that means that the Earth is just becoming hotter and hotter and hotter. And even that problem isn't just a little thing. It is something that we need to be careful of because the glacial parts are melting same faster than in the 90s, for example. And that is very, very dangerous. Because if the glacials just melt totally, there will be a chaos on Earth. Tsunamis, floods everywhere, and even earthquakes. And this is something that isn't just because the glacial parts are just melting. Even because, I don't know, the glacial parts survive, just the temperature will kill us, will make that us just melt as humans. That makes that there will be desertation everywhere, there will be lots of people, house, food, and everything in this world, and can even just kill humanity. Well, what are the causes of this? Maybe the greenhouse gases that the cars, the sprays, and many other stuff create, and that can be really dangerous for the earth. I don't know, fires, the destruction of many trees, and many of those things. Stuff throwing garbage to the floor is something that we need to do. We need to solve it. By not using the car too much and doing all this stuff, we can stop this problem. It's something that we can do from one day to other, but we need to do it. And we're still developing problems and not solutions. If the humanity don't stop, this could be the game over. Thank you.
So thank you, Samuel, for that comments about the global warming, and thank you for all the speakers who present the reality that the Earth is suffering about the bad manage that we are doing to the resources we have. So this message is for all our audience, guys, students, teachers. We've got the responsibility to make this world a better place. So it's the moment that we can support and we can help with the little things we can do from home. Okay, so now I am going to open the space for all of you for asking the questions for the speakers that we have in these TED presentations. The recommendation, please try to be specific with the name of the speaker, or if you don't know the name, try to write the grade, okay, in order to do it easier and faster. So till the moment we have 2 questions, and those ones are from the teacher Sebastián Dávila and the teacher Diana Mora. The teacher Diana Mora, she asked her question because we opened the space and we gave the opportunity for the teachers who don't speak in English, they have the opportunity to do it in Spanish. So for the others, for the students and the bilingual teachers, you are going to ask these questions only in English. So the first question from the teacher Sebastián Dávila said, the plastic garbage in the oceans is the principal cause of water contamination problem. How can we solve this problem apart to reduce the use of plastic? So let's give the chance to answer this question because he didn't specify the student. Let's give the chance to answer this question to Samuel Rodriguez. Samuel, what do you think about this question?
The sustainable one? I actually think that there's many solutions to this problem, to pollution, to many stuff like this, because something that is just simply thinking about the earth, thinking about how can we solve it by not creating too much greenhouse gases, because plastic isn't just the principal thing. Plastic is just an intermediary to the chaos. But the problem is the greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gases are the ones that keep the hot air, they keep this warm into the earth, and this hot keeps accumulating, and that means that the Earth is just like an oven. Therefore, the way to solve it is to stop creating greenhouse gases and to find a way to keep the greenhouse gases that there is actually in the atmosphere that just stop and just delete those gases. I believe that's the solution, but there's many. Don't throw garbage in the forest. One, don't do many things that we do in our normal life. It's something that we need to stop because that means that many of those things are killing the earth and therefore us. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Samuel, for that answer. Now, Ms. Diana Mora, she asked a question. So, taking into account the research that you make, how can you contribute to improve the environmental crisis that we have today? Okay, so taking into account this big problematic, how can we contribute to stop or just to improve it? Okay, so let's give the chance to answer this question to Juan David Diaz. Juan David, go ahead.
Okay. I think that the best way to do this is using the 3 R's. How I say in my speech, the 3 R's are to reuse, are to recycle, reduce, and reuse. And it's a way that everyone for our homes can do. Only with not with separate the normal trash. Separate the bottles to the normal trash, or to don't use plastic bags. Is the best way that I think from our homes we can do. Thanks.
Thank you, Juan David, for that answer. Now, this question goes to Juan Sebastián Niño and was made by Paula Barahona. The question said like that: what kind of diseases or disorder can this situation bring to us? Which are the ones that can occur more frequently? So, Juan Sebastián Niño, would you like to answer this question?
Yes. Okay. The kind of disease that we can obtain with these contaminations depends of the type of contaminations. In this case, I will talk about with the air pollution. The air pollution, the main disease that we can obtain is with the respiratory system, like the lungs, because we take on the air that is CO2 and it is contaminated and it is bad with our body. And okay, well, I think that also in the water pollutions are in the main disease that we can obtain is in the circulatory system, because we obtain this water that are contaminated and it is bad with our body, internally in our body, and it is normally and in the people that has an low economic resource.
Okay, thank you, Juan Sebastián, for that answer. Now let's continue. Nicole Gomez, she wants to ask to Sebastián Vázquez, and the question said, how can we reduce the hunting of these endangered animals? So the animals that you mentioned in the previous presentation that you make, Sebastián. So would you like to answer this question?
Okay. First, to the elephants and rhino, it's don't agree the hunting How? Okay, how? You can use because his ivory is very important to the animals to defend and to fight in the order, in the natural order, but the human cause a disorder. For example, a piano, um, excuse me, teacher, wait a moment. Yes, you buy an instrument like or something that has ivory. This object pass to the animal to this object. Don't buy this. You see in some tropical areas that the people sell handles that has decoration that it's white or more or less yellow. It's ivory. Don't buy this because you agree this hunting. You a hunter kill the animal, cut the ivory and use to handle decorations or other things. It's the one. And to the feelings, you see in a market that's in jackets with skin of a leopard. Is that the hunters kill a leopard or a lion, cut the skin and use to a jacket. And you see handles that have a teeth that is more or less that a cat or a dog is, but so much big it's of an animal. It's a cruel word. Don't buy this because if you buy, you agree this type of hunting and this cruel activity.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian, for that answer. Now this question goes to Samuel Rodriguez. So the question said, how can we solve this climate change in this time? In this current time, how can we solve or what could be a possible solution for the climate change? So Samuel, go ahead.
Well, as I said before, there's many that we can just solve it by doing some things to change habits. Because many of these problems are created by humanity itself. Isn't that nature is changing or something like that? Well, the people that say that climate change doesn't exist, it's obvious that there is it and it's present in our lives. But then using the air conditioner, for example, is something that helps us because it doesn't waste the AC wastes a lot of energy, and that can make that the power plants in all the world may create more energy, and the waste of that energy that just create greenhouse gases, and those greenhouse gases just makes that the problem is bigger. Well, all this climate change is just too advanced. All we can do in this moment is try to stop it. And to stop it totally, it's necessary to do a really big change. Because all the factories, all the stores, everything is making something that just do too much damage to the earth. By throwing garbage, by using cars, etc., etc., etc. As I said, it isn't just one factor, it's many stuff. And all the stuff accumulated just create a problem. And just, I don't know, sprays, as the one I have here. And, I don't know, many stuff that can just be a problem and not solution. All the stuff that says that we take care of the earth, they just create a problem. Like all those toilet papers that say that they are created by, I don't know, bamboo, or all those papers that say that are created by bamboo are just destroying bamboo, and all that plants helps us to stop all those greenhouse gases as CO2, and maybe all the deforestation, all the pollution, it's just accumulating to show us that humanity is imperfect and we create more problems than solutions. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Samuel, for that question. Now we have a question from Andres Aguirre, and the question goes to Juan David Diaz. Which do you think are the impacts, positive and negative, of the COVID-19 in the pollution? Interesting one, because we are talking about the current situation we are having with this virus. So Juan David Diaz, what do you think are the impacts, positive and negative, from the COVID-19 in the pollution? So Juan David, go ahead.
Okay, I think that the parenting has helped, for example, in that people don't throw much garbage in the street, or not many cars are out. Therefore, that type of gases no longer affect us. And many species of animals can be are not affected by the human activity, thanks to the quarantine. And negatively, I think that even we don't throw garbage in the street, but we are generating a lot of waste.
Okay, thank you, Juan David. Now the question goes to the person who wants to answer. In this case, I am going to choose this person. I want that this question will be answered by Christian Rodriguez. And it says, okay, as we know, it's very important that each of us take care about the plastic that we use and also the treatments of the contamination that we make. The question, which strategies would you try to make, not in an individual, in a level of a society, like in the school, your town, or in place that you live, to improve this situation? So, Christian, go ahead. Okay, Christian, did you hear the question?
Sure, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Can you repeat the question? My computer is low.
All right. The question said, which strategies would you try to make, not as an individual, and as an individual level, in a level of a society, in this case, a big group, like in your school, your town, or the place that you live, to improve the situation with the plastic?
I think that the strategy will be like not not like a campaign. I think that will be like a campaign, but not like a campaign that for como like a conscientization. That will be a campaign that will make the things for like some that will be that make conscience to the people that for make the thing that will be the problematic.
Okay, thank you, Christian, for that answer. So I want to ask the same question to Catherine Sanchez. So Catherine, not as an individual, I mean as a big group, as a society level, in your town, in your house, in the streets, how do you consider we can reduce the use of the plastic, or what kind of management can we do to this element?
Okay, I think that first do recycling, that is an important part, and we can do our part by educate the people so that they grow up knowing the seriousness that the pollution can cause in the life of the animals and the life of the people, the life of the person, and etc. Uh, in non-individual, I think that do campaigns, teams, classes, whatever is necessary, that at high mention do campaigns, teams, classes, whatever is necessary for the goods of everyone.
So thank you, Catherine, for that answer, and for all the audience to participate in this chat asking questions to our speakers. As you know, as a matter of time, they cannot answer all the questions, but as I told you in classes, we are going to take them into account. That excellent work. Thank you for your participation. Also, I want to extend the invitation for our next Tech Talks, in this case with Section C. They are going to talk about modern slavery, and they are going to talk about interesting information about this one. I remind you the date, August 13, Thursday, 10:30 o'clock. So thank you for all of you for being here and participate in this event. And that's all for today. God bless you and have an excellent rest of the day. Bye bye. Thank you for coming.